this latest statement from Netanyahu, IDF? Yes, exactly. Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
No question. So Netanyahu had this to say, and apparently it was a statement he issued earlier today.
It's very hard to fight the the deception, the lies, the starved children, the pictures of starved children who turn out to have cerebral palsy or other congenital disease.
Cannot listen to this man.
Could you imagine saying that? What would be a good excuse? Let's think of what would be a good one. How about cerebral palsy? Have we tried that?
Maybe you remember that was the image of that woman and her baby or her child and who's starving. And they came back and said, that's like a fake because that child had a pre-existing condition. And it turns out that child did have a pre-existing condition, but yet that child wasn't starving beforehand, right? Like there's having cerebral palsy and then there's her having cerebral palsy and starving. See, no one's blaming Israel for him having cerebral palsy, although the fact of her probably having traumatic pregnancy, traumatic birth, and probably not great care actually could have contributed to her having a child with cerebral palsy. That's very possible. Yeah. But yeah, the starvation is the issue, Ben.
They'll grasp at whatever straw they can.
Is that leave them emaciated, and Israel is, of course, accused of starving children, pretty much the way that in the Middle Ages Jews were accused of killing Christian children for their blood. So, you know what?
Oh.
Well, I mean, I guess in a way you kind of are. I mean, you're trying to get Christians all over the world to die for your cause. So
yeah, but he's comparing something that was a legend in the war with something that they're doing that's a fact, right? So the killing Christian babies for their blood that's a silly thing, right? Like that's one of those things like Jews have horns. That's one of those stupid things. And he's comparing that, like that's the same kind of allegation as alleging that they're starving people right now. They consider what we're saying a blood libel, like they consider those accusations. The level of narcissism at the state level with this is just, if Israel was a person, it would be hands down the largest narcissist to ever be on the planet.
Oh, I agree.
What do you do against the lie that circles the earth 10 times before the truth has a chance to emerge? You have to shorten the war as speedily as possible. And frankly, we also have to do something about the algorithms and the social networks. This is a big challenge. I don't want to dismiss it.
Yeah, you don't, which is why our channel is probably going to be on the chopping block before we know it.
Oh, yeah.
We may not be that big, but we are certainly that annoying.
Yeah. So, guys, if you ever, look for us and we're not there, you can find us on Patreon.
And yeah, we're going to have to go live there. And apparently some of you guys who are, look, we've obviously got a lot of Nick Fuentes viewers watching our channel now. Keep watching us over at Rumble. Looks like that'll have to be the next strategy if worst comes to worst. Colin, can you please grab the tweet that I sent you just a little while ago? So I want to read you guys this message because I think that this is the type of message that resonates with people that still support Netanyahu, still support the greater Israel cause, if you will. They really have this idea in their head that they're going to get away with this. And the only way you could possibly get there is if you were under this delusion that everything is okay, that the entire system is not falling apart. It may not have fallen apart yet, but it is going to.
All right, take him down. I can't look at him anymore.
Bye, BB.
Yeah, he's pretty that. Don't call him that. That makes it like, that's like an endearing nickname. There is absolutely nothing endearing there. Nothing.
I don't know who this Cheryl person is. I don't really care. She apparently has a very, very wide-reaching audience. But this is what she had to say. I'm just going to read this to you. I've realized something, and I don't really care if it loses me followers or if it upsets people. I feel rage. Every ounce of niceness inside me is gone. I can laugh, and I can post humor on reply with a jovial tone. But even that is a mask for the anger inside me. I feel nothing for the Gazans, any of them. And I feel nothing for any of those who hate us. This isn't a game. This isn't a sport. or a movie or some little phase where people have lost their minds and Jews are yet again the scapegoats. What happened since October 7 has changed my world and how I view people and everything around me. The sheer number of people who want to see us dead makes the Nazis of the 1930s and 40s look like a high school choir. There simply is no going back. There is no shaking hands and oops, we didn't mean it. Everything has changed. It will take generations to fix this. And from everything I see, there isn't even the will or care by hundreds of millions of deranged sociopaths to fix anything. The blood libels and lies and propaganda are manufactured at such a pace that there aren't words in any language to even describe how insane and dangerous it is. There is nothing I'm able to say to my girls to take their fears away. Even as children, they sense it, they see it, they hear it. And the problem isn't just the incessant noise and vitriol and hate. It's the even more deafening silence by the vast majority of everyone else. It is the number of governments, the very people given full control and power to stop it, yet willingly choose to support the hatred and calls for our extermination.
Can I stop you for a second?
They're spiraling.
Can I? Yeah. I mean, this entire I don't know how long this goes on, but this entire letter is so completely 100% accurate. She just has it backwards. Because if you didn't know what she was talking about, like if I thought, like I would be sitting here thinking she's talking about what's happening to the Palestinians.
Sure.
So that's how amazingly distorted these people are, that they actually think it's reverse because they think they're the victims. I don't know who this bitch is, but I hope your children are scared every night. They should be. They have you as a mother. I'd be terrified.
I don't care anymore if a minority or majority of people voted for these governments in the same way the Gazans. Remember, they're calling them Gazans because, remember, to Israelis, Palestinians don't exist.
Nope.
That's the reason they're using that word, just so you guys know if you didn't know that already. For an elected Hamas. So too did all those Western governments get voted for and elected. People knew what was coming. Keir Starmer, for example, was elected during this war. Genocide. Everyone knew exactly what would happen. They knew exactly what was coming, and yet the silence and apathy by millions of people who didn't bother to vote led to one of the most dickless and corrupt communists being elected. Boy, they really are spiraling. Being elected, and that government is now there for several more years. All the moaning and whining about it by people are irrelevant. Everyone knew and yet allowed it. The same throughout Europe. Americans voted for change. They saw what was coming and overwhelmingly voted against the hate.
All right. So David Hunter is saying, Jen, every convert is a zealot. You were a Zionist in your young days. Could you reach out to her and offer her hand? She's not stupid. She's a victim and a perpetrator of propaganda. You are correct, sir. However, the difference is that when I was that age and I was a Zionist, I didn't have the access to the internet and all the information at my fingertips. This is a grown-ass woman who is privileged and entitled and has access to information and education. And as a result, I know that it isn't that she doesn't know the information, it's she doesn't want to know the information. And that is what puts those people in the willfully ignorant category. I do work with the literally ignorant. I will work with ignorant people, not willfully ignorant. She falls in with willfully ignorant. That can't be helped.
But even that has ignited a new wave of sick freaks who sit behind a camera and mic and push the most insane BS and lies that undo almost everything achieved by voting in Trump. An entire movement has risen to take him down and bring carnage and hate and division to America. And yet, aside from a few voices opposing it, many support it and or are silent. Didn't one of your dear leaders give Trump $100 million for the presidential run? Why would they need to give him that money if he was right all along? Unless you have to buy people's influence. Just a thought. It's been 22 months since the war was waged by the Islamists. And it's every day since then it's been even more shocking, more horrific, and more shameful. So many people see the hate and actively fan the flames. And those people have tens of millions of supporters. New cults of Nazis and fake Christ is King Christians, Islamists, and communists spring up every day. You forgot to say socialists.
No. So yeah, point being, this is not somebody that can be reasoned with. This is somebody who actually seems like some sort of paid tool to me.
Oh, I'm sure they're paid. But what I also think is true and cannot be denied is that they know that they're running out of real estate and they don't know what to do. You don't see protests and hate marches and podcasts dedicated to wiping out Russia or China or anyone else. Again, they don't get it. You won't even see protests calling for jihad. Now it's jihadists to be wiped out as they continue to rape and murder and mass. No, that's what Israel does. Entire communities of Christians and Hindus and Druze and
okay, you know who's killing the Druze, you stupid bitch? That would be Israel. Oh my God.
All the hate and wish for death, it's aimed solely at Israel and the Jewish people. Remember, Israel and Judaism are one and the same in their mind, simply because we exist. And it's the maudlin.
No, see, the thing is, what's her name? Who's this?
Cheryl.
Okay. See, Cheryl, they don't hate us because or rather, I should say, they don't hate you because you're Jewish. They hate you because you're a piece of shit who supports genocide. See, that's the thing. Yeah. I would bet that you don't even practice Judaism. You're just a talking piece. And the thing is, you could tell all these are just like she's literally checking off like ADL and AIPAC talking points.
Oh, yeah. So she probably got this directly from the Netanyahu.
That's what I'm saying. Like she's being given something for this because, yeah.
And it's taken every bit of empathy and care and niceness out of me. I don't care our enemies are now wiped out. They're evil in a way even scripture couldn't describe. Yeah, Palestinian babies. It's beyond democracy.
Privileged elitist bitch. I feel like every day you're creating, like you're adding to this list of hoes that I feel like I need to go handle. It's so frustrating. Like if we were back in, the teenage years, I feel like I might have to take care of these people.
Colin, please scroll. It's beyond demonic, and I feel nothing but rage and fire. Our world has changed, and it will never be able to go back worldwide and about never again, and I won't forget. Well, here's
and neither will we. This is what's so great is that she thinks that she's on the right side of it. That's what's hilarious. That's how ridiculous these people are. They are so delusional. It's like 99% of the world agree this, and they think we're all wrong. That's the level of entitlement and narcissism that these people just have. It's really, it's unparalleled. I think they're worse than Nazis. I do. I think like Zios are worse than Nazis to me.
I mean, you can understand where the whole Nazi growth spurt came from because of just how devastated Germany was post World War I and the Treaty of Versailles. You could see how it happened. Zionism is a completely different thing. It's all based on irrational thinking. As you often said, and was always a telltale sign when you ran for Congress is, are you a person of reason? If you are a person of reason, then I can connect with you. If you're not, then I can't. It's not going to work.
Right. That's what I was just saying before. Not everybody wants information. And when somebody doesn't want information, you giving them that information anyway is just like talking to a wall.
Well, it makes
if
them
somebody isn't receiving it, there's no point in giving it.
There's also something to be said for people that get that information and then they end up hating you even more because they, under no circumstances, like you said, regarding this Cheryl person, ever wants to question anything about what she believes. Now, if you scroll down even further, Colin.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was done. I'm sorry.
You'll see the type of comments. Of course, there's the Shoshana.
I love you from Shoshana.
Yeah, Shoshana is a very common Israeli name.
But what's so interesting is that it's just, this is what tells you how delusional these people are, is the numbers, right? Like they don't bother to look at the numbers as to how many dead people on the Israeli side and how many dead people, even if they think this is a war, right? Like how many, they don't bother to look. And the reality is they truly believe that each Israeli is worth about 50,000 Palestinians. So that's about their exchange rate. So they don't like, that's what's so insane. These people are so delusional. It's really
guys,
crazy.
155 of you are watching, but only 75 of you have hit that like button. If you are here, don't be square. We really appreciate each and every one of you being here, but you got to pay the token. It's not much. It's just a like. So
well,
smash that.
subscribe is good. Subscribe is good.
Subscribing helps too. Sharing helps too. And any and all contributions are obviously appreciated. But if you scroll down a little further, you'll see that there's some consistency here with these, all of these people telling him, oh, you're absolutely right. You're incredible, Cheryl, all these things. There is this mass delusion. And then I want to point out this one account right here, this account Vivid. So my understanding is that this account, which has hundreds of thousands of followers, pretty big account for pro-Israel, and constantly posts like that shitbag Ayal Yacobi does all the time. This guy apparently is not even an Israeli. He's an Indian who's getting paid to do this. Okay. So he's, just another thing.
When you're on the wrong team, they have to buy people to be on their team. They've been having to pay for support since the very first protests that they held after the big March for Palestine in DC. They have to actually pay people to bring them to protest. So they don't have actual organic support, but very little.